And oh gosh, with such a big build-up from young Dylan there, I had better be good. Now, I know from the long experience of lockdown that I need to blather on for a little while at the beginning. Some people would say, obviously, that that's all I do in my act anyway. But I need to blather on a little bit at the beginning until some people tell me they are watching. And then I will know that I can get going. There you go, 2 people in the room, so 5 people in the room. So this is like the bit at the beginning of the gig, where you're up on the stage, but people are still at the bar, and they're just kind of coming in, filling up the room, and you stand there and waffle a bit, and someone shouts, "Oi, oi!" at you from the audience, and it's usually Chris, who is watching there. Would anyone like to confirm that my sound is good, that you can hear me properly, because I'm using a new microphone setup tonight. Not just relying on the laptop mic as usual. In my, don't want to come across as amateurish or anything, but my laptop is balanced on the cat scratchy levelly thing. The cats are quite annoyed by this, but you know, I'm trying to be all flash there. Look at that boom mic there. Look at their neck. 13, 14 people in the room. I think when we hit 15, I shall. Oh, look there, we've hit 15. Okay, so let's start with some poetry. Now, you've all been told, obviously, to worry about the disaffected youth, because they do things like hang around on street corners and cause trouble and, you know, hate the establishment and stuff like that. However, I think there is another demographic of which the political establishment needs to be equally afraid. Somewhat like the angry youth, but rather longer in the tooth. We're gobby, feisty, loud, uncouth. We're disaffected, middle-aged women. Kicking our heels against the wall, plotting in the shopping mall. Go tell them we're not playing ball. We're disaffected, middle-aged women. Armed with sertraline prescriptions, feminist magazine subscriptions, complaints of various descriptions, we're disaffected middle-aged women. We won't be judged on how we dress. We're going to save the NHS. We're doing yoga for the stress. We're disaffected middle-aged women. With the leadership skills of Princess Leia and the kicks of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, we don't chill out. We add a layer. We're disaffected middle-aged women. We're meeting to plan our strategy by the gates at school at 3:30, pumped up on hormone therapy. We're disaffected middle-aged women. So bosses and sexists, be afraid. We're not your skivvy or your maid. We don't care if our colours fade. We're disaffected middle-aged women, forming a gang on an estate near you. Fighting the cuts and misogyny too. Then home in time for a refreshing brew with a disaffected middle-aged women. Thank you very much. So before I was a disaffected middle-aged woman, I was a disaffected youth, and like pretty much everyone, I suppose, I still like to listen to my favourite songs from when I was a disaffected youth, and I like to rewrite their lyrics, particularly if their lyrics tell a story from a fella's point of view. I like to rewrite them from the woman's point of view. So this next poem is that, and it is Up the Junction by Squeeze, written from the point of view of the woman. Hopefully you've all heard that. If not, go look it up after I've finished, or after the whole gig's finished. But it tells a story of a young lad who gets his girlfriend pregnant and then drinks too much and she leaves him. But anyway, this is from her point of view, and it is called, and it's a loud women favourite, it's called The Girl from Clapham. I never knew it was Gordon, the guy who came from Morden. His face was cute and handsome, so that's when we began some adventure most romantic, impassioned snogging antics. He said I wasn't common, his chat-up lines were rotten. We rented an apartment and sat there in the darkness. Our income for domestics could not afford electrics, till he got a job on Mondays flogging knock-off undies. And when we got the lecky, he just sat there watching telly. I put up lines and pictures. He wanted to get hitched, but our money we'd be needing for another mouth for feeding. He said that I had trapped him. He didn't know how it happened. I told him in his anger that it takes two to tango. We squabbled through the winter. I felt and he drank bitter. I cleaned from dawn till evening. He worked from dawn till evening while I did all the cleaning and picked up all the crap that he left around the flat, and I felt I was in prison as a girl in my condition. And when we had the baby, he said he'd help me. Maybe. He tried to make an effort, but pretty soon he left it. Sold the telly for a pony and pissed it up with Tony. Spent weekends like a loafer, passed out on the sofa. And now I'm 2 years older. I'm living with a soldier. I swapped a drunken loser for a fighter and abuser. He's always on his travels, and so my life unravels. It's just me and my daughter alone in army quarters. Now I'm sat here in the barracks, peeling spuds and carrots, making stew and dumplings, the radio for company. And now the stupid beggar has sent another letter with his and my dysfunction. We're really up the junction. Cool. So up the junction. Now, Doris, fantastic loud women band, recorded that. It is on their Bandcamp page. You can download it for just £1. And all your quids will go to Women's Aid to support their sterling work in support of women and children victims of domestic violence. More important than ever in these days of lockdown, where some women and some kids are locked down with some quite unpleasant characters. So buy it if you like the poem, buy it if you like the music, buy it if you want to support victims of domestic violence. Fantastic. That's just first of one of many plugs that will take place on this broadcast over the next 15 minutes or so. Okay, so next poem is, okay, a couple of weeks ago, it was Mental Health Awareness Week. And obviously it's very good to raise awareness in mental health, but I'm really beginning to think awareness, yeah, action, better. So along those lines, this is a poem that was prompted, this is a long poem, prompted by a poster I once saw. This is called Not Okay. I saw a poster the other day saying that it's okay to be not okay. I was sitting in a waiting room while others sit or just exist on a waiting list for months or years, growing trauma, worsening fears, not serious enough to jump the queue or get what's good for you. So you stand in line, bide your time, wait your turn, and while you wait, perhaps you'll learn to be more resilient. Yes, that would be brilliant. Parity of esteem in your dreams, the stuff of inspiration, memes, buzzwords, fuzzwords, nothing does words. Set targets, trust the market. It will decide and it will provide for those who can pay. So is it okay for the poster to say that it's okay to be not okay? Because I have something else to say. That it's not okay, no, it's not okay that so many people are not okay. She's a cutter, he's a hoarder, diagnosed with some disorder, shouting in the street, letting yourself go, starving, stuffing, highs and lows, hidden women asking for help, more men than women killing themselves. And why? Because big boys don't cry. Lock your feelings clean away. So is it okay for the poster to say that it's okay to be not okay? Or would it be better put this way, that it's okay to say you're not okay? Because it's not okay. No, it's not okay that so many people are not okay. Pushed and pulled and put in your place, demands and punches in your face, missed the grade, potential mislaid, going nowhere but a useless job, moping, lounging, coping, scrounging. You went to war or it came to you, nothing you could do, and the sights you saw tore your core and keep on pounding at your door. Can't get the pictures out of your mind, can't get a fix for the kicks or the grind, for the knocks or the losses, can't bear your crosses left on the shelf, and after all this you're supposed to feel good about yourself. How does that work then? Show us the way. So is it okay for the poster to say that it's okay to be not okay? Yes, I think it may, if it helps to get you through the day, but it's not okay. No, it's not okay that so many people are not okay. Maybe a mental health condition diagnosed by a clinician is not a surprising acquisition, all things considered, given the position. Maybe understandable, easily expandable, maybe even rational, compassionate reaction to a horrible, intolerable situation, direct or indirect causation, where life seems irreparable, feels unbearable. 1 in 4, it's a bloody miracle it isn't more. Maybe the people who live through this shit and don't go nuts, don't fall to bits, don't tip the table, don't scream as loud as they are able, don't get labelled, maybe they are the ones who need their heads examining. What do you say? Would it be okay to put up a display saying it's okay to be not okay? Yes, I think it may, but I have something else to say, that it's not okay. No, it's not okay that so many people are not okay. Or maybe your world is fine and dandy, bills paid on time and life as sweet as sugar candy, but still the blues, they keep on creeping up on you. Always worries, never sleeps, hasn't done for weeks, and every day's the bloody same. Pressure, shame, distress and blame, and it's not a game. And it's not all in your mind, some of it's in the world outside. So stay in bed, that's what the voices in your head said. Keep the demons away. So is it okay for the poster to say that it's okay to be not okay? Yes, I think it may. But I have something else to say, that it's not okay. No, it's not okay that so many people are not okay. Awareness raised by awareness days. Now, laying bare, now we're aware how sick we are, hurrah. And yes, it can help to share distress, to get the pressure off your chest, but the pressure will come back again with consequential mental pain until we click that it's the system that is sick. Beyond the days of awareness of signal virtue and how much we careness are those who rule us who could not care less if they tried. There's them and us and they are on the other side. It's their system that's broken, not your feet of clay. So it is okay for us to say we want the pressure off today, for debt and worry to be taken away, to get support without delay, to have time to play. Because it's not okay. No, it's not okay that so many people are not okay. Well, thank you very much. Whew. Long poem. Nothing that long again, don't you worry. Okay, let me see. Oh, there's some comments there. Lovely, fantastic. Yes, very good. Yes. Yes. So, yes, books are available. About which more soon. So that is in... that one, yes. That one is my most recent book of poetry. There you go. Fighting Tories, The Force Awakens. That's available from my shop. The address of which is in the comments. So if you'd like to pop over there and buy books, merch, etc., that would be really helpful. That'd be great. Much appreciated, and I'm sure you would enjoy it too. So that was from that book, and this next one is as well, and it's also kind of on a theme of mental health, because it's about visiting my son in an adolescent mental health facility. And it's also, usually I do this kind of ranty, shouty poetry. Very occasionally, well, actually more than very occasionally, fairly often, I actually do the like official poetic forms. So this one is a pantoum. Pantoum. So I'm telling you that partly because you might be interested, although I'm not sure it's that interesting, but also because a pantoum involves repeating lines in a certain pattern. So I thought I'd better tell you that it's pantoum. Otherwise, you might just think I was too lazy to write any new ones. But as I say, this is a pantoum, and it's called This Place. I come to see you in this place. A train, a bus, a longish walk, a mask of growth veneers your face. We picnic, catch up, laugh and talk. A train, a bus, a longish walk, they brought you here to make you well. We picnic, catch up, laugh and talk. You've questions, jokes and tales to tell. They brought you here to make you well. You're brave but anxious 17. You've questions, jokes and tales to tell of doctors, therapists you've seen. You're brave, autistic 17. You're going to get the help you need from doctors, therapists you've seen, the help we had to claim and plead. You're going to get the help you need, but I can't help but wonder whether, if you'd got it when we pleaded, we'd still be at home together. I can't help but wonder whether, pouring fruit juice, opening cakes, we'd still be at home together, however long recovery takes. So I bring fruit juice, Dad brings cakes, a mask of growth veneers your face, however long recovery takes. We'll come to see you in this place. Thank you very much. And you'll be pleased to know your lad who that refers to is doing an awful lot better now. So let's stick with the kind of health theme and a kind of women theme. And so 3.5 years ago, I got breast cancer. And thanks to the National Health Service, yeah, it's all gone now. But of course it provided me with loads of poetic material, most of which you can find in this book, The Big J versus the Big C, which is available as a print book, an ebook, and now an audio book, so you can actually hear me reading it. All of those are available from Flapjack Press. Anyway, so this poem is like, it doesn't half make you reflect on your body, having it sliced up and like that. So this is about my middle-aged body and reflections on it, and it's called Telling Time. My body is a timeline, with every thick and fine line marking a milestone, time grown, each tract and fracture captured and reserved, a chapter in each roll and curve. My belly tells from its size and its height of what's been going on inside, etched on stretch marks like a birch's bark. silvered and faded since they first displayed, dark and light, raw and ripe like a tiger's stripe. Between the moles are the sealed up keyholes, through some of which a cyst was whipped, through others an ankle healed, for which I feel thankful. A line along my cheekbone, no longer a weak bone, fortified with titanium inside, an acrylic eye that doesn't see and doesn't cry. Excess weight and childbearing hips, bitten nails and hair on me lips, 3 little dots from a treatment machine, scars along folds that are rarely seen. And the biggest and the best, a story scored across my breast, a similar size but a different shape, a valley on the landscape, a permanent monument, a tough right groove through which the healing hands removed the tumour that was killing me and let me be. And every mark has a tale to tell, of getting fixed and getting well, of being loved, of coming back from hell. A tale of off-centre adventure, of trips and falls, of friendship and brawls, of scabby knees from climbing trees. No tattooist needle is needed to write my story on my skin, to fill it in, to join the dots and spots and pores and wrinkles. Instead, life inks and draws. If, by the age of 50, my body by this stage was still a blank page, I'd know I hadn't lived. That life had not yet given me those rips and scratches and snatches of excitement and delight and occasional fright. If nothing changed, no scars remained, then nothing ventured, nothing lost, but nothing gained. My body is a timeline. It's mine, my life storyline. Thank you very much. So my remaining 5 minutes, I'm going to do 2 poems of direct relevance to the current COVID-19 pandemic. Although the first one was actually written before the pandemic, it was written when the government first announced the revolting immigration bill that it put through Parliament last week, although we still have time to fight it, and which said we would have a new immigration system based on a point system, which means that unskilled people like care workers wouldn't be able to come in the country. So I wrote this down. It's called Unskilled. You don't have skills. You're just a carer, a labourer, an apron wearer. You smear on cream and dish out pills. You don't have skills. You have no skills, you just wipe arses. The underside of the underclasses, you wipe up drool, make tea and chat. Where's the skill in that? You're a manual handler, a heavy lifter, a later night and early shifter. You're a miracle worker, a first responder, a 15-minute magic wonder, a jargon buster and explainer, understander, try-againer, kit inspector, friend and neighbour, disinfector, dressing changer. You're a food preparer, medicator, burden bearer, educator, precious company, progress praiser, rarely grumpy, spirit raiser, hoister, shopper, cleaner, duster, moisture mopper, dose adjuster, symptom spotter, reading taker, note jotter, arrangement maker, passage easer, pain reliever, comfort giver, help for griever. But you don't work with lathes or drills. You don't have skills. Your wages barely pay your bills. You don't have skills. You're patient, caring, brave, strong-willed, but still unskilled. That's why that vacancy's unfilled. Yeah, thank you very much. And the final book plug, also available from my web shop, is this. This is an anthology called Coronaverses, Poems from the Pandemic. Over 60 poems by over 50 different poets, put together in a mad rush of blood to my head at the start of lockdown, and all written in the first week of lockdown by people on the Facebook page of the group of the same name. So I have 2 poems in there. One of them uses the word fuck so many times I can't even do it on a Loud Women broadcast. So I'm going to do the other one instead, and I'm going to leave you with this poem. It's about a group of people who have gone strangely quiet over the last couple of months. It's called Wherefore Art Thou Capitalism? No one's saying leave it to the market. No one's claiming competition's key. That stockbrokers will lead us from the darkness. No one's sneering now at stuff for free. No one says that laissez-faire will sort it. No one argues we'll be saved by greed. None declare just those who can afford it should get the test and get the care they need. No one says we need more speculators. No one's calling care workers unskilled. No one waits for private ventilators. No one thinks compassion should be billed. No one says the rich should keep their fortunes instead of sharing wealth for common goods. No one says they wouldn't pool resources to help the sick and frightened if they could. No one says it's fine to charge your damnedest. Supply will match demand and set the prices. No one says that mutual aid is madness. No one trusts a banker in a crisis. So where are Adam Smith and Milton Friedman? Where's triumphant capitalism hiding? Where's the wealth of nations when you need them? Tell the stock exchanges when you find them. But keep your guard for when this crisis passes and profit praisers raise their voice anew. When corporate beggars claim their place as masters, remember solidarity got us through. Tell them that we won't come back to serve them. Tell them profit damages our health. We'll share the riches, for we all deserve them, and build a democratic commonwealth. Thank you very much, Solidarity Sisters. Enjoy the rest of the gig and see you at a Loud Women Do when all this lockdown thing is over. Cheerio. Bye-bye.